Hello and welcome back, everyone, to the Self-Achievement Network. My name is Dominic. I am the host, and I'm here today with our content creator, Gladys Serrano Unse. Hello, Gladys.
Hello, nice to be here.
Yeah, that's great. And we're here. We're doing session number 3 of your I Don't Know What to Post series.
Yes.
And the topic today is about documenting the process.
Mhm.
Now, I read through your post, and what I understand about documenting the process is something, for example, if I am the customer, it's something that I want to create as content and something that I, maybe a product or a service that I provide, and I want to demonstrate that and document that, pardon me, to document that and then create that content. That's what you mean by documenting a process.
Yes, definitely. Because when business owners are trying to come up with a new topic for a particular content they want to produce, somehow they miss on actually talking about the things they do for their business. And there are lots of things they can talk about in terms of the processes they have for their own businesses. So you've mentioned one wherein they can actually describe the processes it takes them to deliver a particular result to their clients. So let's say, I think one of the examples I gave in my post is if you're a health coach or you have a gym, for example, as a business, you can talk about how you help your clients lose a certain amount of weight in a certain number of days or particular time frame. So there's actually a process it done to get to that result. So if you can actually describe briefly or as detailed as you can if you want about that particular process, you can, and you can actually create a content out of that.
Mm-hmm.
So there are definitely processes that happen in every business out there, and you there are lots of content ideas that can come out of those processes, and this particular post that I have is just a way of letting those business owners know that those particular processes that they do are actually ideas for their, their own contents.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that there's probably millions of different things that they could do. One of the probably most common one that people see on social media is like a cooking thing where
Yes,
you mentioned it, right?
I love
There's
those.
they have the camera above, and then
Mhm.
they're showing us the pan, and then they put something salt, and then they put some whatever in, and then like all the ingredients, and then next thing you know, it's all whipping up, and then boom.
I love those videos. I love how they magically, let's say, they have the ingredients, and then the next frame it comes out as chopped already. It's
Yeah.
like magic. And I just love how the whole video progresses from just having the ingredients and later on being the finished products themselves. So
Yeah. And
amazing.
it just doesn't have to be video, right? It
Mhm.
can be, it could be audio. It could just be written.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Like,
Mhm.
for example, in my business, I have a program. It's called Life Plan.
Mhm.
And I am having people document their process all the time in
Mhm.
different areas of their life. Um, so like there's just, for example, there's money, there's relationship, there's love, there's recreation, there's life experiences. And so those are some of the main topics that we talk about. And the one that everybody always gets excited about is the one where I start talking about life experiences. And I say, so what kind of life experiences do you want to have in your life, over the next, let's say 1, 2, 3, 5 years?
Mhm.
And then I get them to do a bucket list.
Mhm.
So they're documenting their things that they want, and if I put that into a content post, it would show them getting a piece of paper and then writing bucket list at the top, and then creating the list probably very quickly, like you said, and then magically they have a bucket list of items that they now get to create and do in their life. That's sort of what you're
That's
talking about, right?
amazing. Yes. Well, listening to you talk about those processes already gave me a lot of ideas for content that you can produce for your business. Like when you described a while ago the different aspects of life that you cover in creating that life plan for your clients, you can actually create like an article or a content piece revolving that topic. Like why,
Mhm.
like you can just make a list of what the life plan is comprised of, what aspects of your life is covered, and why you chose those particular aspects of a person's life to be included in the plan. So
Mhm.
that's one topic that you can work on. And another thing that you mentioned is creating bucket lists. So you can actually create a post about the specific steps that people can take to create their own bucket list.
Mhm.
You can also describe, you can actually create a separate post describing what makes a good bucket list and what makes it what would help, let's say, people be more successful in completing those bucket lists. What makes a good, what can they put in the bucket list that would make them more, I don't know, efficient, maybe more that could help them complete the the list better, or
Yes.
in a shorter period of time
Over a
than
period
they
of time.
would originally target. I don't know. So those are some of the some of the content ideas that came to me as you run through those processes. So
Mhm.
other,
So,
yeah,
yeah, depending on the business. So it could be
yes,
a lot of different things, but it's about thinking of ways to demonstrate to potential customers, clients,
mm-hmm,
how to do certain things without really
yes,
revealing that, and then making that an interesting thing to, to
yes.
bring them
It
closer
can
to
be
it.
as simple really as looking back, maybe looking at your business from a certain angle and just going through the things that you do for your business. And if you identify things, let's say that you're currently doing that you can actually share, maybe this is how I get ready for the day. It can be as simple as that. It can be the things I do in the morning to get ready for my business or to get ready for a client call or something like that. You
Hmm.
can share those little things to your audience. And if you have if you already have an audience that really follows you and who are really interested in what you do, it those little things are really, they would find those little things very helpful, and they can
Hmm.
really pick up a lot of things they could also do for themselves through those content that we produce.
Okay. And so, like, if I'm demonstrating how people can achieve or accomplish some of those things as a as a business, what does that do for me? What does that help me in terms of establishing with like, what is it, credibility with my clients, or
Mhm.
what?
Definitely credibility, because the fact that you can share about the process that you do, and if you can actually share detailed information on how to do a certain process step by step, it would actually help establish your expertise in that particular field, and it would let your audience know that, hey, this person actually really knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
because you can actually talk about the things that you do and how you do it, and actually have results to back it up or if you already have clients who have has had results from the process that you do. So yeah, it actually just shows that you know what you're doing and you can actually talk about
Mhm. There's a word for that. It just remind me of an article that I read not too long ago, actually. You've heard of what's called thought leadership?
it. Yes,
This
exactly.
is, yeah, this is showing people that we have the expertise. And I think that if we really do, in fact, have the expertise, that we should show that we do, because
Yes.
that's gonna, I mean, isn't that really what if we have a passion for something and we have a certain skill, we should be sharing that with the people that are out there that are our potential clients, because we want to help them.
Yes, definitely.
Because if they don't think that we, or know that we have the expertise, giving them a demonstration or documenting a certain process, showing them that we know how to do that, that's a great way to do that. So creating
Yeah.
that content, I think, is the big challenge then. I mean, choosing what, there's different mediums. There's, like you said earlier, there's video, there's just an audio recording, or even showing that in a blog post.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There are infinite ways really. It really depends on your strengths in producing content. You don't
Hmm.
really have to explore a new method of creating content if you're not really comfortable with that yet. But eventually you can explore on those. But at the moment, if you want to put out content right away, publish content right away, you can stick with what you know. So if you're comfortable with doing live videos, for example, you can do that. If you just want to record yourself speaking, you can create your own podcast episodes, things like that. So it really depends on what you can do, what you have strengths in with
Hmm.
creating content.
Now, how much detail is enough detail?
Um, I would say it would depend on the business owner because I've seen a lot of business owners who are really I'm not sure if how much limit they have for themselves in terms of sharing content. But I from what I've seen, they they share the content they share with their audiences. I don't think they have any because they're so generous with the with the content they share and the value they give their audiences. And they actually talk about that sometimes that they don't have any issue about sharing value, about sharing about their processes, the specific things they do for their business, because that's how they show that they value their customers, that they value their followers, and so they don't put a cap on what information they share. But for let's say for some business owners that may be a concern because they might think about competition, learning about the process that they do, or
Hmm.
sharing information that their other businesses might imitate for their own. So it really depends on the level of comfort that you have in terms of sharing information. But um, so you can go as detailed as you can, share as much information as you want to, and but also you can also create actually content that are just general in nature that briefly shares about what you do in a way that you won't have to divulge as much detailed information as others do. You can also share that way and
Hmm.
be as general as you want. It really depends on you.
Yeah. And I've seen, I mean, there's a million, a jillion, a zillion different like YouTube videos. And some of the videos that I've watched, let's say, for example, on car repair, okay,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of demonstrations there. And sometimes I'm watching something that I have done many times, been working on a problem with my car, and I will watch the first video, and it's very vague, and it's just not enough information there. So that's, maybe not enough content. But then there's other people that are just very detailed about every little thing that they're doing to show exactly what steps that have to be done, which in a lot of cases is very useful. So
Are
for,
you,
for
Dominic, are you familiar with lead magnet documents?
yes.
Yes. So I think those are perfect examples of businesses sharing as much information as they want for to their target audience in exchange for their um, contact information or for sign-ups to their newsletters, something like that. So those documents are very detailed. I've downloaded a couple of them, really discussing specific steps on how to achieve a certain result. Let's say how to let's say build your online audience to or online views to a thousand a thousand visits in 30 days, something like that. So it
Mhm.
really provides very detailed information on how to do specific processes to achieve a certain result. So those are, I think, perfect examples of documenting a process and sharing that particular process to an audience. So if
Mhm.
yeah.
And let's just go back to what we were talking about earlier, because I think that the important thing is, what if we're going to create the content,
Hmm.
is it not the purpose to show people that we know what we're talking about?
Yes.
I mean,
It
that's really what it boils
yeah,
down to.
that's primarily that's one main benefit of doing this type of content. We can actually demonstrate their level of knowledge of the things you're doing, actually doing. And if you have prospects or people you target for your own business who are a little skeptic of availing your services, perhaps them seeing those types of content on your website, on your social media page, would help convince them more, perhaps, to build a little more trust in your process because they actually have seen it through your content. So it also has that benefit for your business.
Okay, great. Love it. Very important. So yeah, creating the documentation, the documenting that you know what you're talking about really helps to create credibility and trust, so that more clients are attracted to you. So that's great. All right. Anything else?
I think that's it.
All right.
If our members have any other ideas on how us to specifically to document their own processes, or if they have questions on how to do this particular type of content for their own business, they're free to leave comments under this post so we can address them later on.
Okay. Leave your comments below. So from all of us here in the Self Achievement Network, thank you all for watching, and we will see you in the next session. Thank you, Gladys.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay.